Today's my new favorite day of the week. It's Shoes Day. Today's story starts back in 1962 in Portland, Oregon. Two men. The first, a recent graduate from the University of Oregon and one of their track athletes. And the second is Bill Bauman, one of America's greatest ever track coaches. He, at the time, is the coach of the University of Oregon's track team. Together, they start a shoe importing company. Now, at this time back in the 60s, the best shoes are made in Japan. So they partner with a company called Onitsuka Tiger, who's actually the founding father for current day Asics. Fast forward to 1965. University of Oregon athlete and Olympic hopeful Kenny Moore has a stress fracture in his third metatarsal. His coach, Bauman, is really frustrated with the lack of support that his sneakers and his shoes give him, so he gets to work trying to invent a solution. (1967). Onitsuka Tiger, via Blue Ribbon Sports in America, are absolutely killing it. They're finally starting to catch up with the Adidas and the Converses of the world, who are the front runners in the sneaker game. It's also around 1967 that Bauman hits gold. He invents the Onitsuka Cortez, which has a dual density foam rubber heel insert, which has thick, durable rubber on the outside for extra durability and wear in the shoe, and has a soft, spongy inner. Blue Ribbon are stoked. Onitsuka aren't too sure, but Bauman and his business partners are stoked. It protects the runner's foot and it alleviates the Achilles tendon deloading. June 1971. Bauman and the team at Blue Ribbon have a falling out with Onitsuka and they cut ties. They decide to start manufacturing and importing their own sneakers under their own brand. Now, Blue Ribbon isn't a good enough name, so they start throwing around ideas. At the last minute, it looks like Dimension 6 is going to be the name for the new brand, but right at the death, they change their mind and go with Nike. Now, Bauman's business partner hated Nike and was really in favor of Dimension 6. His name? Phil Knight. Remember the scene back in Anchorman when Ron Burgundy is going to skip the pancake breakfast?
Veronica and I are trying this new fad called jogging. I believe it's jogging or yogging. And
the idea that jogging was this new craze is pretty spot on. Before Bauman invented the rubber sole for his shoe, back in 1966 he partnered with a cardiologist and wrote a book titled Jogging. He literally invented it. It wasn't until the 1970s when Nike took that cushioned heel concept to the next level. They invented what was known as the waffle sole. It had a high traction, high durability outer, cushioning and foot control on the inside. And what this really did was it took that concept of jogging or running to the masses. It made it accessible for everyone, which at first glance seems like a really smart and brilliant idea. But there's a catch. Adding a cushion to the heel allows you to heel strike and reach out in front of your body when you stride. It's basically taking a walking technique and speeding it up. Take those shoes off and try and run barefoot. You'll notice that very quickly you won't be able to heel strike it much above a power walk. It's just too painful. What's the most dangerous sport in Australia? I'll give you a hint. It's not CrossFit, it's not rugby, and it's not AFL. It's recreational running. 70% of all Australian runners will be injured in any given 12-month period. And heel striking is the #1 cause. But don't throw out your sneakers just yet. It takes time and it takes patience to transition from a heavy shod style into a lighter, more efficient barefoot style of running. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you how you can make that transition. And last thing, if you're interested in shoes at all, two great books. The first, Born to Run, talks about endurance running and how we sort of evolved as a running species. And the second is Shoe Dog, which is Phil Knight's autobiography, tells the story of Nike and how they came to be the powerhouse that they are today.